Hi, welcome back. Today I've made this beautiful Christmas card, stamping out, and it's turned out lovely. So I thought I'd make one with you. So in my misty, I've got a piece of card which is 5.5 by 5.5. And I've got some stamps which are the winter berries from Lavinia. So using the Nocturne VersaFine Clear ink, I'm going to stamp this one out. And I want to position it so that it's sort of cascading into the centre, so it draws your eye into the centre of the card. And of course, two cards are never the same, but as long as you get a feel for where you want to pop your stamp. Cleaning off the stamp as well after each application of the ink. With this particular stamp set, you do get two stamps in it. So on the smaller areas, I am going to place the other wild berry and going off the page just to make it look a little bit more authentic. If you don't have the berries, you could use anything you've got in your collection. You could just do leaves, you could do part of a tree if you've got a big tree stamp. Just have a root through of what you've got. That's what I do. I am being mindful as well that I don't want the images to be the same length. Also twisting the stamp a little bit. So as you can see there, I'm just going to have that one more of the side. It sort of gives an impression that the wind is blowing the branches. Also, don't be afraid to extend your stamps like I'm going to here. I'm just wanting to extend the length of that stamp, not going too much with the stem. So as you can see there, I've got quite a gap. So I am going to ink that stem up, but then just making sure it's not too long. You can also take a little bit of the ink off. And if you didn't want to do it that method, if you've got a black fine liner pen, you can join it up there as well. So just having a look and deciding whether I've had enough. I've got enough images on there. So I'm going to do a little stencil work across the berries, just as a background. I don't want it to overshadow the berries. I just want a subtle background, which this will do. And I'm using the mint macaron ink. So just lightly brushing that stencil. But I don't want it to come over the end berries. I just want it to sort of be from the corners down. You can also have a look. I want a little bit more colour, so popping that down again. You could take your stencil down if you'd like to, but I didn't do it. Having another look, and I'm happy with that. So I want to add the blue ink, which is Marina Mist. Ideally, what I should have done, or what I was going to do, was leave the mask on in its original position. But as you can see with all those bubbles, I'm not going to get that right. So just trying to see if I could find the original position. But I'm not worried about it. I'll just pop it down and see how it goes. And I'm happy with that. And that stencil was by Lavinia Stamps, and it's called Pebbles. So I'm popping the image back into the Misty, sticking it with the sticky mat, and I've selected a Christmas tree that's in my collection, but it's not a kind of traditional Christmas tree. It's a bit of an arty vibe to it. And this is a tree that I've had in my collection for many, many years. I can't even remember where I bought it. What I do is I put a mixture of, I've just got mixed Christmas in a wallet. I don't know where it's from. So I'm stamping that out with the mint macaron again. And I do have a part of that tree that's missed. It might be because my ink pad isn't very juicy. It is a pale ink as well. But I'm not worried because I do want to use another colour later. This is my stamping tool, which I have made with a spare doorknob and a furniture protector, and I just glued them together with some hot glue. That does give even pressure when you use that with your stamping platforms. So the ink that I am going to pop onto the tree now is Colour Cloud blending ink, and it's in Chic Moss. So using just a finger dauber, I'm going to pop that down. For a two-tone look on the tree. So giving that a good press, and that's come out lovely. Always cleaning the stamp as well. So my next step is using the hill masks, and I just want to ground the tree and start to create a scene. So I'm going to use the grey granite, but I will test this on a piece of scrap paper because it is quite a strong grey. Moving the mask so it's not in the same orientation. And then doing a third, but only part of the way. If you don't have any hill mask, you can always rip some scrap paper into different orientations and use that. So I've got a small present stamp, which I'm going to stamp out with the Nocturne Versifying Clay. And I'm placing that on one of my hills that I've just made. So I'm just having a look where I'd like that second gift, but I'm going to pop a mask down on the top of my tree. I've not put any sticky on the back. I've just done that with some copier paper, so it's just loosely placed there. And I want to give the illusion that the gift is at the back of the tree. So I've got a couple of blue pencils. These are the Derwent Inktense pencils, and the colours I'm using is dark aquamarine and iron blue. So I'm just going to do these berries. These pencils are watercolour, so as soon as the moisture hits the pencil, it soon comes to life. So with the lighter colour first, I'm just going to pop that down all over the berries. Being mindful as well about not putting my fingers onto the work. Just going round the berries with a circular motion. Now using the darker pencil, I'm just going around the outer part of the berry. The stamp has actually got some dark indentations where the shade would be. So I'm just going around that edge. So bringing in the water, just damping the excess off onto my cloth, and you can see that blue just start to pop. It's so relaxing. So just using the same pencils, I'm going to colour the gift wrap and the ribbon. So using a smaller brush, a finer brush, going in with that dampness. Always taking the excess off. So with the base card, I want to do some stencil working on the top left hand corner and the bottom right hand corner. So using the mint macaron again, just popping the stencil where I'd like it to be and lightly brushing. Holding it down and taking a look. So getting the blue this time. Just randomly popping that blue on. Not too much. And I'm happy with that. So then placing it down on that right hand corner. And swapping out the colours. Just having a look. And it's done. So popping the image back onto the sticky mat in the Misty, I'm going to add my sentiment. The sentiment I've chosen, it's from a stamp set called Snow Carolers by Gina Kay. Using the black nocturne again. Just very lightly pressing that stamp. And it's a perfect image. So these are the stamps I've used. That's that sketchy tree. The Christmas present is from the Playful Penguins, and the sentiment is from the Snow Carolers. So just giving my Posca pens a bit of a shake before I need to use them. And I'm going to use the pastel pencil not before I've done the edges. So I've just got the Paper Mania metallic brush markers. This is in the gold, and I'm going to do a border around all four sides using my steel rule. So with the Poscas, the blue one is a 3mm nib, and I'm just randomly popping the dots down on that tree. The next I'm going to put white Posca. Still in random motions all along the tree. And the third Posca I'm going to use is a 1mm beige colour. Also, decorating your tree this way, you can add more. If you think you'd like a more of one colour, you could go back in. These Poscas do dry very quickly. For anyone that doesn't know what a Posca pen is, it's an acrylic paint in a pen. So now I am using the grey pastel pencil. This is a Stabilo Carbothello pencil set I've got, and I'm just doing some shadows under the gifts. Going back in again, look, with the blue, wanting a little bit more. Now I'm going to just pop a little bit of the Posca white to highlight the berries. Just changing the orientation. And it also gives an illusion of movement as well with the berries. And a few highlights on the ribbon. So bringing the base card back in, just seeing how it's going to look. Wiping my hands before I do the next stage. So I'm going to use the foam tape on the back of this just to raise it that little bit. This roll is huge, so I'm putting my hand through, and I found that if I do it like that, it's easier for me to control rather than just snip bits off and I don't get the correct length. Obviously, as soon as the roll gets lower down, it gets easier to handle. But I've just found this method quite easy. And just a piece in the middle. With this particular foam tape, which is by Sticks to Anything, the backing comes off so nicely. So I have had some foam tape in the past where it's been a hard job trying to get that backing paper off. So just eyeballing the placement. Just pop it down. Now, because I'm doing my usual tent fold and I like a stability base, I needed a 7x4 piece scored at 1/2, 2 and 3.5. So folding and burnishing. And popping my glue down on both sides, but you could use double-sided tape if you wanted, or tape runner. I prefer to use wet glue. So with the front, pop the folded edge to the front of your card, get it in position and give it a press. When you're happy, you can fold it all together and bring the back edge up of your card, and it will naturally fall into its sitting position, and give it a good burnish with your bone folder on both sides. Now the back is where I'm going to put my personal message, and you could see my sides are nice and neat and won't splay when it's on the mantle. If you have liked my tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, a like and subscribe, and I'd like to thank everyone that's supporting me and seems to be enjoying what I'm doing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.